Yeah. Thanks, Tony.
Shalom.
Shalom. All praises to the Most High. All
Absolutely.
praises. This is Awako Israel Ministries coming to you from Jacksonville, Florida. And we hope that you've had an extraordinary blessed day in the Most High, the ones who are tuning into the truth, that know the truth, that are listening to this program worldwide. And we know that there's many, many good, solid preachers that are on YouTube, but there are many that are in error. So be aware, brothers. Be aware. If they're not using the word, be careful. There is no such thing as reincarnation. There's no such thing, hell on earth. There's a real, literal hell. You got to be careful with these doctrines that they're throwing out there.
Uh-huh.
So go ahead, Josh.
So, I want to talk about tonight, the truth is unstoppable.
Amen.
The truth is unstoppable.
All praises. Can't stop this truth. Can't stop this awakening. It's no movement and it's no fad, right? This is sent by the Holy Spirit, prophesied in the Bible for centuries.
So the
Bible's
truth
never
is
changed.
unstoppable. So why is this? Because being in this understanding for over 8 years now, there is no amount of answers that no one can give you when you really know the only answer you need to know. Meaning this, the Bible answers the problem. The Bible is the answer once you understand it.
Mm-hmm. It's brought forth correction with deep understanding, with precepts.
So
much more than that, guy.
When we think before knowing the truth, if you've dealt with religion or dealt in the Christian religion or Christianity, Catholicism, whatever ism or ism you want to talk about, you never really find truth. You find elements of it, but then what gets people turned off to mainstream religion is the hypocrisy and the lies and the false teaching that they try to substantiate with the Bible, such as the virgin birth.
Yes. Go ahead, brother.
Right? The virgin birth, or what they call the immaculate conception theory. I say theory because it's nowhere found or read of in the Bible. And if you believe Christ was born that way, you have to explain why is it necessary that his lineage or his descendant line was put in the Bible in Matthew and Luke, which are both Joseph's descent. In Luke 3, in Matthew 1 and Luke chapter 3, those are both the lines of Joseph, who is the father of Christ through the flesh.
Through the flesh.
Christ was not born immaculately.
That's right. Come on.
Christ was born the same way
any man's born.
Any person has ever been born.
Any woman, that's right.
His birth was no different than anybody.
All praises.
And you can read that in the Bible. Sunday worship. Why do Christians worship on Sunday? If you ask someone that, they can't really answer that question because they don't understand why they go to church on Sunday, because Sunday is found nowhere in the Bible.
That's right.
No command was given by a prophet or an apostle to go to church on Sunday.
Mm-hmm. All the disciples, everyone that walked with Yeshua Christ, kept the law, kept the Sabbath, kept the holy days, kept the feast days, unclean food. They all kept it.
So
nothing's changed.
So Sunday worship originated really before the Roman Catholic Church. It was a pagan custom that was observed by pretty much every pagan society, whether it be the Egyptians, the Persians, the Babylonians, the Greeks, the Romans. Now, what happened was with Greece and Rome, or the European side of it is when they conquered Jerusalem, they stole all the information. That's why most of the information is hidden in the catacombs under the Catholic Church, and in museums, places a lot of people really never go. And that is why you will never hear this information unless you are privy to the truth, or privy to privy or close to people who know it. So the Catholic Church, or Constantine, began what we know as Sunday worship. Why? Because he worshipped Sol Invictus. And if you research Constantine, you'll discover that he worshipped the sun. That's why he made it a mandatory law that everyone going forward must worship on Sunday.
And the first day of the week concept is way taught wrong. I mean, totally out of whack in the Christian church. It's not even in there. The first day of the week means Sabbaton. It means the next Saturday. So, that's why I'm blessed with my son, because he's done the research too, and we've learned from good people too that have shown us this. And and I know there's viewers that are watching us that have understanding, and we're blessed, to come into this truth.
So, let's see what else. Now, why is Sunday worship wrong? Well, the Bible never told us to go to worship on Sunday or the sun's day. And that's what you were really worshiping on Sunday, the sun.
That's right.
That's why they call it Sunday.
Wow.
And every weekday is pagan. Is named after something pagan. The Most High, the Most High never named days in the Bible. They were numbered.
1, 2, 3, the third day, the fourth day, right? Fifth day, sixth day, the Sabbath, seventh day. So where did this come from? It came from Rome.
The Roman Catholic Church and the Christian churches that came out of the Catholic Church still keep the more crafty ones denominations like Seventh-day Adventists say they don't really follow, you know, the Roman or whatever they want to say, but they still observe Christmas.
Yeah.
They still do Easter. They
All pagan.
they still worship or reverence or pay homage to the white image of Christ. That's another topic. The white image of Jesus. Prior to the Catholic Church coming around, everyone knew, even the Catholic Church knows, and all the high-ranking officials in the Christian religion know that Christ is not a white man.
That's right.
It's an impossibility for him to have ever been white, seeing that he lived in Africa.
We have an icon book. Don't judge. We got a book from centuries and centuries ago showing the Pope, the white Pope, bowing down to the black Christ. Oh, yeah.
So what happened, the whole reason that white image is around is because before the Renaissance, the Catholic Church was seeking to go into different countries and conquer them. But the soldiers that were employed by the Pope at that time did not want to kill the people in those countries because they looked like the Messiah. So to make it more profitable for them to do that, he had Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo mainly, and different other artists, paint the image of his son, Cesar Borgia, as the new Christ. So this would make the majority of his army, who was Caucasian, have no problem with killing black people. Okay? And that is why we see white images of all the European kings, like Charlemagne, and different kings like King James, and all the kings of Europe were not white. That only happened recently. And if you think about it, a lot of the names that people call themselves English or Europeans, like Anglo-Saxons.
Yep.
Anglo-Saxon does not mean white. Anglo-Saxon, Saxon or Sax, or the word Sax is a Germanic way of saying Isaac.
Wow. That's awesome.
And the word Anglo is a different form of saying angel or angelic. Wow. So Anglo-Saxons were the real Anglo-Saxons. That word means the angelic sons of Isaac, or the Israelites. So the original English were not white. They were black. That's why if you look it up, you'll find all ancient, when you look at, you'll see that there were black kings in Europe, but you never hear about that because you can't have a white supremacist system that admits they had to take something away from black nobility, that enslaved that black nobility, which means they were never supreme in their own land, really, in their own continent, really. But anyway, let's go to the book of Titus.
Okay. The book of Titus. That would be right after Timothy.
2 Timothy. Yeah.
Okay.
Titus 1 verse 9.
After 2 Timothy. Okay. Titus 1 verse 9, Josh.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, folks, viewers, brothers, sisters, we're in Titus chapter 1 and verse 9. Okay.
Holding fast.
Holding it. Hold on. You said 9, Josh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here, I got it. Okay. Yeah, okay. Thanks, Tony. Holding fast the faithful word as he hath been taught, that he may be able by sound doctrine
Mm-hmm.
both to exhort and to convince the gainsayers.
So we have to, by sound doctrine or the Bible, through proper understanding of it, convince the gainsayers who don't believe in it. And what does that mean? You can't look at the Bible or deal with it honestly from the wrong lens or perspective. Meaning, you can't look at the Bible and understand it properly from a Eurocentric mindset, because the Bible was not written by Europeans or Caucasians.
Come on.
The Bible was not written for
Europeans.
Europeans.
That's right.
Now, that doesn't mean that people can't understand it regardless of your race.
That's right.
What I'm saying is,
There's a covenant, people.
what I'm saying is the Most High did not make covenants or promises with the Caucasians.
That's right.
In the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
They had to be, the other nations had to be welcomed into this
Right.
by the Israelites.
That's right.
So you can't look at the Bible from an improper racial perspective and understand it. That's why, and I'm going to show you something before we close, and I put this in our last lesson, how the Christian religion has replaced the children of Israel with a man-made religion called Christianity.
Wow.
It's called supersationism. Supersationism.
Wow.
And I'm going to show you that before we
Or
close.
supersational, right?
Supersationism.
Okay. Wow.
Or replacement, meaning Christianity is not, Christians are now the saints or the people of God.
Oh, wow, child. And I've heard that.
And we're going to expose.
I've heard that a long time when I was a Christian. I never believed it, but I mean, I had my doubts about it. But now I know the truth.
We have to, by sound doctrine, convince those who are the gainsayers.
That's right.
And mostly, gainsayers are people that are supposedly believe in the Bible. Why? Because they haven't been taught the correct way to understand the book. And to be honest, a lot of people wouldn't deal with the Bible if they really understood it right. Because they love the idolatry or the image or the concept they have made up in their minds or their hearts. That's why the Christianity teaches that it's what's in your heart that matters. So the Bible is really irrelevant to a Christian.
And Josh is really actually saying this too, because Jeremiah was 7:19 or 9:17 says, "Your heart is desperately sick and wicked."
Mm-hmm.
So how can it be in your heart?
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be in your understanding and knowledge of the Most High and wisdom. That's where you grow.
Verse 10.
Okay, verse 10. Oh, okay.
Read.
For there are many unruly And vain talkers.
Vain what?
Talkers.
What
Vain-
is a vain talker?
Come
A
on.
philosopher.
That's
Or
right.
someone who tells a
Oh, I meet
story.
them all the time, Josh.
Mhm.
Okay, no, again, Josh, tell the story again.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. That really lines up with it. You're right.
Thank you.
It's always a fairy tale story in their churches.
Mhm.
You notice that, Tony? Every time they start off in it, like we watch sometimes just to make sure they're lining up with the word that comes against them. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. All stories. Always a story instead of the truth. Vain talkers, for there are many unruly
and vain talkers.
and deceivers.
And what?
Deceivers. Especially day of the circumcision.
So that means Israelites,
Come on.
whether they be awoken or Christian pastors, are the worst, because especially when you deal with the Christian religion, because they have been lied to such a degree, they have bought into the lie that enslaved them. Not the Bible, but the philosophy and the doctrine or the theology that has oppressed them.
That's right. The theology that they twisted in the Bible, like Josh has on our page. Where is that? And find that and go to our page and get that message. That's an awesome message. They got more cliches than Carter had peanuts. President Carter,
whose mouths must read.
Whose mouths must be stopped.
So these type of teachers have to be stopped because they're liars. Read.
Watch this. Who subvert whole houses,
Mm-hmm.
teaching things which they ought not to teach.
So they ought not to be even teaching if they don't understand this truth.
Come on. For filthy lucre's sake. Always money.
So go to verse 13 and read down. Verse 13.
13 down. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
This witness is true. Wherefore, rebuke them sharply.
Do what?
Rebuke them sharply.
No, let them do what they want.
Don't be afraid. Rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in the faith.
So we must rebuke these false teachers sharply. Why? Because they are lying to you. They aren't telling you the truth. Just because you believe what a pastor tells you just does not make what he tells you the truth. Right? And people have to give up this herd mentality of just because a lot of people go and deal with it makes it true. No. Actually, a lot of times the more people deal with something, the more false it is. Because the truth won't have a lot of people following it.
That's it.
Uh-huh.
You want to say something, Tony?
Read.
Okay. Whose words they were not, things for filthy lucre's sake.
Read.
One of themselves, even a prophet of their own, said, is this Christians? Christians are always liars, evil beasts, slow bellies.
Mm-hmm.
This witness is true. Wow. There's people in Paul's day that found some of these, people, right? And it's true today. Slow belly, that this witness here, wherefore rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in their faith.
Right, read. Giving heed.
Not giving heed to Jewish fables.
So what is a Jewish fable? A Jewish people are first of all, Jewish people are not the children of God.
That's right.
The Israelites.
Come on.
The Negroes are.
Hispanics. And
commandments of men that turn from the truth.
Wow.
So Jewish people really, the elite Jewish, like the Rothschilds and different banking families and wealthy Jewish people, run the earth under Satan. So they run your religion of Christianity. They fund the doctrine that you hear.
Wow. Look at that. Look at that.
So the Christian doctrine is a paid doctrine.
Mm-hmm.
That is why your pastors have salaries. A pastor isn't supposed to have a salary.
That's right. Come on.
Mhm.
I hope you're listening, some pastors out there. Paul, and you swear you know Paul, and you're taking money from the church, the people. Paul didn't.
Unto
I'll tell you knew Paul.
all
Yeah, this is good. Read,
unto the pure
mm-hmm.
are all things pure.
Are all things pure. So
But-
if we're pure, then we're hearing pure things.
But
On to them that are defiled
and
and unbelieving
what?
is unbelieving.
So you
is
can
nothing.
be unbelieving and still have the book. Wait, you can
I
be
know.
unbelieving and still walk around with a Bible around you, thinking you know it, and you're unbelieving because you don't know. You don't know how to understand it.
Josh, good. Tell
And
them, Josh.
here's why do they teach you to ignore race in the Bible? Or
Mhm.
because if they really taught you to look for race in the Bible, you would see who the real Israelites are and who they are not.
Mhm.
And you would end up finding that the Christian religion is nowhere found in the Bible. It's a lie. So that's why
they hide that from
they
you.
don't want you to look for race. They
Mhm.
want you to focus on the stories. And I have no problem with David and Goliath
Oh, yeah.
or
Yeah.
the story, the parables of Christ.
Oh, yeah.
Well, when you really to how he's seeking to awake his people.
That's right.
Not saying the miracles, a lot of his miracles were really dealing with resurrecting his people.
Mhm.
They
That's
were real
right.
miracles, but they had a deeper spiritual meaning behind it.
He was there to reach his people. He came into
And
this
that doesn't
world.
mean he doesn't want to reach anyone else.
Right, that's right.
He can be, well, because, and why is that? Because God didn't give his laws to everybody. God did not, and we'll go there after we read this in Psalms 147 and show you that.
Okay.
So
All things
wait,
are pure, but unbelieving,
defiled and unbelieving is nothing,
is pure.
but even their what?
But even their mind,
Even their what?
their mind,
Even their what?
mind and conscience,
And what?
conscience is defiled.
So if you have that white conception of Christ or
Your mind's defiled.
Eurocentric,
Like mine was.
like a Eurocentric
Like that
idea
word,
of
Euro.
religion
Mhm.
and spirituality and the Bible, your mind is defiled, and it would be almost impossible for you to receive this because you would have to completely reverse everything.
Josh, tell our viewers what you told me today in Denny's about why they don't understand about why they want to leave the church, because that was really
The
good.
Christian religion does more to hurt and turn people away from the Bible because
to draw them.
not to mention all the lies they teach, but they don't even follow the book they say they follow. They say half of the book doesn't matter and just worry about what really Paul teaches, and they don't even follow what Paul teaches.
Wow.
Right? No Christian church follows the apostle they say they follow.
No way. If they knew Paul,
they wouldn't be on
the
church.
law.
They wouldn't be at church on a Sunday.
That's right. If they knew Paul,
They wouldn't be eating pork or shrimp, crab, and lobster and shellfish.
That's right. Please email us. You show me in the Word where Paul worshiped on Sunday. It's not in there.
They profess
Mhm.
that they know, oh, I have
Come on.
Jesus in my heart.
Yeah.
He's my Savior and Lord.
I have a personal relationship.
I have a personal relationship with God.
How is that?
With God.
How is that? They profess that they know God.
But in what?
But in works.
But in what?
In works.
But in what?
In works.
They do what?
They deny him.
They what?
They deny him.
They deny the Most High through their lifestyle.
Wow, look at these words, being abominable and disobedient, and unto every good work.
Reprobate.
I can't say the word. It's said reprobate. Wow.
Who did God
reprobate
make a covenant with? Let's go to Psalms 147.
That's right. Now, what Josh said before is true. Now, today, you stop listening to the Christian church.
Gentiles
are
new
Christians. They are
Gentiles
not. They are not the new Jews.
Hey, brothers and sisters, Gentiles are welcome in, but you have to accept who your real teachers are.
That's right.
They're the Israelites.
That's right.
You can't think that a Gentile religion of Christianity is now the new authority on the earth, because
Psalms where, Josh? Where we going?
Because it's not.
Psalms. Oh, you said Proverbs?
Psalms 147.
Oh, yeah, okay.
19.
Yeah, I'll read this. I like this. This is one of my favorites. Well, I broke this down to an Afro-American brother in Walmart once at McDonald's. I just had coffee. He was sitting there, and I stopped him in his track, but he was reading, and he laughed. He said, "Wow, I never saw it like that." I said, "Sure, you're not going to see it like that because they don't want you to know who you really are." Ready? He showed Psalms 147, 19, and 20. You want to read it, Josh? I'll break it.
He showeth his word unto Jacob.
Unto everybody.
Unto Jacob.
Unto the whole world.
Unto Jacob.
Go ahead.
His statutes and his judgments or his laws.
Come on.
Unto Israel.
Savage.
Unto who?
Everybody.
Unto Israel. Unto who?
The whole world.
Unto Israel.
Israel.
He hath not dealt so with any nation.
Wow.
He hath not dealt so with any nation.
So what does that tell you? That's his favorite people. That's his peculiar, creation. And that's his people.
And as for his judgments, they have not known them.
Nobody has known his judgment but them.
Christianity has not known the ways of the Most High.
That's
because
right.
God didn't make a
covenant with them.
A promise to no Christian denomination.
No religion.
Or pastor.
That's right. He's made no covenant with no religion but his people. The Hebrews are a people and a race, right? That's it. And I got to throw the color in there because they are dark, and that is their calling card,
But that's not
the real solid.
You have to follow his laws,
right? That's what counts.
You have to have the covenant.
Yeah, you have to have the covenant.
More than
Jeremiah, Josh. You're going to Jeremiah. Oh, Timothy.
2 Timothy 2.
Hold on.
2 Timothy 3.
All right. 2 Timothy 3. Hold on. Yeah, we were just there. Good. I love Brother Timothy. Yeah, this is good. Now, this really lines up with what we're seeing today. This know also.
This know what?
2 Timothy chapter 3. This know also.
Read.
That in the last days, we're here right now, perilous times shall come. We're living in perilous days. For men shall be lovers of their own selves.
Covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy.
Without natural affection. Truce breakers. False accusers. Incontinent, like fierce, mad, despisers of those that are good. So everybody hates you if you're doing right.
Verse 5. Having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, from such turn away.
Now, what's he talking about the power? Having a form, what's this? A form of godliness. Oh, I have a personal relationship. Oh, he's in my heart. No, that's only a form. That's a demonic form. You don't know him.
But you don't follow none of his laws. In fact, you use your so-called relationship as a reason to break his law.
Come on. Wow, that's right. I mean, Christianity is out to break his laws, Tony. Yeah. To break every one.
Of this sort are they that which creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sin.
Wow.
Lead them away. Led away with divers lusts.
Wow.
So why is it that the Christian church is mostly women? And this isn't an attack on no woman or women, because that's a calling card of a false religion. Every false religion mostly is women. Why? Because false religion effeminizes men, not homosexual. Well, that too.
That too, but
it leads into that. But it empowers women and effeminizes men.
Well, if that's not true, how come there's women pastors, women teachers? Not supposed to be. A woman is not supposed to assert authority over the man.
Now, as Jambres, and Jambres withstood Moses, 8, so do these resist the truth.
Go ahead.
So do these also resist the truth.
Wow.
Men of corrupt minds.
No, sound minds.
Corrupt minds.
Here's the word again.
Reprobate concerning the truth.
Wow.
Stop.
The faith, Josh.
What the faith? So
It's okay.
Christianity eventually will make a person reprobate in their mind concerning the faith, the truth of because again, if let me ask you this, brothers and sisters, when you pray as a Christian, if you're a Christian, what do you have in your mind? Because the Bible says not to bow down to images.
Mhm.
Now, you may ask yourself, you may not even realize why are there images or idols all over your church? Like there's a picture of Jesus, pictures of Jesus all over the walls. Why? Because that's programming you to see him as a European. So when you pray, you're praying to that image. You're not praying to the Christ in the Bible necessarily.
Come on.
But you're praying to a whitewashed image of Christ.
And we understand why you're doing it because that's what you've been driven and social engineered to believe. But that's not the Christ. Anytime you open that door on Sunday, you're committing idolatry.
But they shall proceed no further. For their folly shall be made manifest unto all men, as there
also was.
So that means eventually Christianity will fall apart. Why? Because that's what it does. You can't show me in the Bible any form of Christian religion.
Nope. It's not in the New Testament. It's not in the Old.
It's made manifest because Christianity, in a lot of ways, turns people away from the Bible and the truth.
Sure does.
Because it's so self-contradictory. The Christian religion teaches you that it's all right to break his laws as long as you believe in Jesus and you've been baptized in a Christian church. You can eat whatever you want. You don't have to follow the Sabbath or any law.
Wow, watch out.
As long as you have him in your heart, you're not under the law in the Bible.
Wow, where's that in the Bible?
And that's what Christianity gives you a license to sin.
It really does. And they teach you not to sin.
But thou hast fully known my doctrine, manner of life, purpose, faith, knowledge, charity.
Josh, where are you?
10. So Paul is telling Timothy that I taught you, Timothy, my doctrine. What is the doctrine of Christ? He taught the doctrine of Christ, the law, how to follow Christ according to the scripture. Right? You must know the truth. And the truth that you know according to the Bible will make you free.
Josh, check this out. Watch this. Persecutions, afflictions, which came unto me at where? Antioch, where they were first called Christians. Wow, you see that?
Stop. So
they were never Christians. They were called Christians at Antioch. They never accepted, right, Tony, that name, that brand. They branded them that name when it was time for them to be killed and searched out. There are the Christians. They were disciples, teachers, prophets.
One more thing. Go to Thessalonians.
Evangelists, Thessalonians.
2 Thessalonians 2.
All right. Right here. I got it. You want to read it? You want me to read it, Josh?
2 Verse.
Yeah, Josh. Yeah, 2 Thessalonians.
To where?
Oh, yeah. I know where he's going to go. This fits right in with that, Josh.
Okay, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2.
I know where you're going. I know exactly where you're going.
I want to start with
That rather have unrighteousness, right?
verse 8.
Hold on, 2:8, right? 2 Thessalonians. 2 Thessalonians, you want to read? You want me to read it, Josh?
2 verse 8.
And then shall that wicked be revealed,
Uh-huh.
whom the Most High shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
Uh-huh.
Now, these are going to be the last day bankers. They're going to be the last day governors of the world, governments of the world that will turn their attention and fight Christ when he comes, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
Even him
Come
who
on.
is coming is after the working of Satan. Now, that's
The
talking
working.
about the government system that rules this earth.
Not that stupid movie where you see the devil, come down like that, to let you out. No, he's going to use people.
With all power, signs, and lying wonders.
That's right.
And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they received not the love of the truth,
Listen,
that they
go
might
slower.
be saved.
They receive not the love of the truth. John says, speak the truth in love.
Mm-hmm.
The love is truth. And our motto, my motto has always been, since Joshua really helped me come out of Christianity, love demands you tell the truth. That's real love.
For this cause, God shall send them strong delusion.
Look at that. For this cause, what we just read,
that they shall believe a lie.
that they'll believe a lie rather than the truth,
So
that they might be damned.
Christianity mainly is that strong delusion.
That's right.
Why? Because as we just said,
Matthew 24:4.
Christianity teaches people against the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how you want to cut it, the Christianity will teach you against the Bible.
Josh, I want to say something. We don't tell stories here, but this is true. I met a lady at Walmart, because I'm out there all the time meeting people, telling people about our ministry. She told me that her pastor says that we can pray for, our nation, that we do good. I said, yeah, but you're still praying to Satan. Anytime you pray for America, Satan rules America and the government, whether you want to believe that or not, folks. So every time you pray, you cause Satan, you let Satan have power over you and your family. Tell me the truth, folks, and email us. What has changed in the last 100 years? What's changed for your people? Nothing. Yeah, sports heroes are getting money, actors are getting money, and they're losing it. They're being slaved off like the slave block in the 16th century. Nothing has changed. King Solomon said, there is nothing new under the sun. So what's changing your neighborhood? We're in a trailer park. We're not ashamed to tell you that. But what's changing your neighborhoods? Even the Afro-Americans and the Hispanics, they're buying homes in white neighborhoods, and those people don't even talk to them. They still don't talk to them. They even admitted it to me. So what has changed? Nothing's changed. There's going to be a change, all right, when he comes.
So
I don't believe America's going to see it.
Strong delusion?
Strong delusion.
And how do we know that Christianity is a part of it?
Go ahead, Josh. White man Paul Reeves.
Supersessionism.
Come on, Josh. Tell it.
Supersessionism is or also called replacement theology or fulfillment theology, is a Christian doctrine, not a biblical doctrine, which asserts that the new covenant through Jesus Christ supersedes the old covenant. Meaning that if you believe in Jesus, you're not obligated to be under the law or the Old Testament. Now, let's say it like this. We are not under Moses, but that we are under Christ, but that does not exclude you from being under the law. Okay? Which also made exclusively with the Jewish people.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, they're saying white people replaced the real Jews
Huh.
because there's no such thing as Jewish people.
Where is that?
In Christianity, supersessionism is a theological view of the current state of the church in relationship to the Jewish people. First of all, there's no such thing as Judaism or Jewish people. Those are made up terms.
Come on.
It holds that the Christian church has superseded the Israelites
Huh.
as the children, as the people of God.
Yeah.
So now we understand where that
Delusional.
philosophy or philosophical thinking comes from that says that Christian or Christianity is now the people of God. That is a made up doctrine that is nowhere in the Bible. Paul said to the Jew first, and that's not a Paul. That's Paul was a black man or a Benjamite, a Negro.
Right.
He was not a Caucasian.
Mm-hmm.
So they teach that the church has replaced the Israelites as the definitive people of God. In other words, it doesn't matter who the real people are as long as you're a Christian. And that's what every church teaches, regardless. Or the new covenant has replaced or superseded the Mosaic covenant.
Huh. Where is that in the Bible?
From a cessationist point of view, just as continuing to exist outside of the church, the Jews distinct. This view okay, so hold on. Supersessionism is a form and has formed a core tenet of the Christian churches. In other words, you will hear this doctrine taught in every Christian church, regardless.
Wow. They got them duped, don't they, Josh? They really got them duped. And taking their money too.
Christian the Christian church, for the majority of its existence, Christian traditions, not Bible, but man-made traditions that have traditionally characterized covenant theology, including the Roman Catholic Church. So everything comes out of Rome.
Mm-hmm.
So the Roman Catholic Church is the originator of this philosophy.
Wow.
Teaching of this doctrine have taught that the moral law continues to stand. What moral law is that? The moral law of the Roman Catholic Church or Christianity. Okay? That's why all your reformers were Roman Catholic priests. Calvin, Zwingli, Luther. They didn't change anything. Nothing's been reformed.
Nothing. That word Reformation has been twisted in the Bible.
The Islamic tradition view of Islam as the final and most automatic superseding both Jews and Christian teaching, the doctrine of
Where's it? One minute.
wait
One minute.
teaches that so basically the Islam teaches the Bible is fake or a corruption.
Wow.
So
But the twisting that they do, they're correct. But the Bible it's complete, in its entirety, as far as
right.
right, scripture, inspiration, doctrinal proof, all that. See, when it gets into the hands of people that don't belong, bringing his word, and that is not the Apostle Paul. He did not look like that. Is out that Egyptian.
Many Christian theologians saw that the new covenant in Christ is a replacement of the Mosaic covenant. Now, I agree with that to a point.
To a point is right.
Because Christ did not do away with the law.
That's right.
Historically, statements on belief of the Roman Catholic Church have claimed that the ecclesiastical status or structures to be fulfilled in replacement of Jewish ecclesiastical standards mean also Jerusalem is an allegory for the church. In other words, Israel has been replaced by a man-made religion or the church. The church are the new people of God.
Huh.
You won't find that in the Bible.
You won't find that in the Bible, though. Oh, you'll find it through men's philosophy.
And that's where all this came out of, Roman Catholicism. That is the mother of all these lies.
So, folks, brothers and sisters, please, viewers, any name you try to put yourself in Christianity belongs to the Pope, and you're under the Pope, whether you want to believe that or not. That's the deal. Right, Josh?
Uh-huh.
That's the deal.
So we hope that everyone learned something.
Yes.
And
Shalom.
shalom.